Let the reassembly begin. Okay, first step on reassembly is we are going to put together the tailgate, get it back reinstalled. I've got this bag that says tailgate on it, so I'm assuming that's all the parts we need that we pulled off of it. No guarantee. Also, I was able to pick up a new, what's it called? Seal for the tailgate. In perfect world, I would have had that organized ahead of time. Removed this one before paint and stuff, but as you saw in the video, we just kind of masked this one because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get one or not. Parts are kind of tricky right now because of the whole COVID thing, but anyways, got one, so we're going to remove this one, get it all put back together, we'll get it back on the Jeep. The old seal off. As we removed it, all the little clips kind of pulled out of it. But as you can see on the new seal, it has all the clips pre-installed. So they just pop into all these little holes here. So this should be no problem. It did have a little bit of adhesive holding it in, but we're going to run it with no adhesive at this point. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, this just snaps in like this. Bam, bam, bam. There's a couple screws at the top corners here, which we will reinstall. They were a little bit rusty, so I'm just going to put a little bit of anti-seize on them to keep them from rusting. But yeah, this is going in easy peasy. It's lifting a little bit at the corners here, so maybe we will have to put a little bit of adhesive on there just to hold it down. But otherwise, easy job. Camera malfunction or camera operator malfunction. Forgot to turn the camera on. We've reinstalled the tailgate. Nothing too tricky about it. Just kind of, we put some cloths down underneath just to make sure we had a bit of a gap there. And now we're just going to let this seal kind of seat in here. But as you saw in an earlier video when I changed out the hinges, it's the same thing. So nothing fancy there. We are going to kind of see what else we can do. We've still got some paint correction we need to do, those runs on that one side, but I think there's a few more things we can install on the back here that's not going to get in our way for when we need to do that. So we're just going to take a look and see what's next. Okay, next up we're going to install the tail lights. I've got it here. With our particular vehicle, we have got trailer lights wired in, and they were just spliced into the tail light wires here. So that's what we are going to do. We are just going to splice them back in. And to do that, it's just a matter of, they weren't soldered or anything. So I'm going to, I think, yeah, okay. Just trying to figure out how they were. So what I might do is, I think mount this first with the wires coming through, and then I think we're going to access the wires and the wire loom here and do the splicing like that. Okay, next up we are going to just reinstall this fuel hose cover and possibly the license plate frame. We're still trying to decide whether we need to do a little bit of a respray on it. It's not too bad, but we'll start with this. So it's basically, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws that hold it to the actual hose, or yeah, the fuel hose that runs down into the tank, and then it's got 3 screws that just hold this to the exterior of the Jeep here. Okay, so we've got some of the hardware for the front of the Jeep there, hood latches and the parts that the latches connect to that are attached to the hood. So we probably should have reordered these, but we didn't. So we're just going to give them a quick respray. We've just kind of scuffed them up a bit and cleaned them. And we're just going to hit them with some semi-gloss rust paint here. So I just gave it a couple coats, and that should clean them up pretty good. So we try to fit just the windshield frame because we have a small dent that we missed that we didn't repair. So we're just trying to see how bad it is and how noticeable it is. Right now, we're thinking we're going to leave it unless we run into some other issues that we need to respray some things. We may fix it, but for now, we're going to leave it. And next up, we are going to putting back together this door. So we're going to start with the passenger door and kind of slowly work in reverse in the way that we took them apart, and hopefully we have success. Yeah, we're going to just kind of follow the instructions that I actually followed to take them apart, but in reverse. So wish us luck. victory high five between me and Kennedy. Passenger door completed. Wing window in. New window seals. New door seals. Looking fantastic. We still got issues because we don't have the window frame in yet, but everything works good. And we are very excited. We're getting very close to having this Jeep back on the road. I'm not sure what we're working on next. We got to paint the fender flares because they're looking a little rough. We've got to do the other door. Got to do the windshield. We're getting very, very close. We're excited. Let's keep going. Next up, we're going to start working on these fender flares. I'm not sure if they've been painted before or if it's just the original finish that's coming off, but something's definitely peeling off. So what we're going to do is we are going to give them a quick sand with some 320, and then I picked up some paint that we're going to use to just give them a respray, see if we can spiffy them up a bit, and then we'll move on to something else. Okay, so I've got all of the fender flare pieces scuffed up. Now what I'm going to do is just go over them with some isopropyl alcohol to make sure there's no wax or oil. I've also got a couple of them that have a little bit of a kind of a tweak in them. I'm going to grab a heat gun and just heat them up a bit and see if I can get some of these little dents out of them before we paint them. I'm just going to tape off these little sections of this, the small pieces here that kind of slide into the main front piece, just because I don't want it to build up on there to affect the fit. So I'll put some masking tape on there, and then we should be almost ready to spray these. Okay, so I've got those fender flares all cleaned up. I've moved them out into the sun just to warm up a little bit. I've got some cardboard laid out. I'm going to spray them with this Rust-Oleum truck bed coating. Hopefully this works. I've seen some other people use it, but I also have read that some people had some issues with it, like clogging up in the can. So I'm going to shake it up really good, and we'll see how it goes. Coat number one. Looks like I'm having a bit of a reaction on this one here. Just did kind of a light coat. It says to do 2 coats with about a minute or 2 in between. So I'm going to let this set for a minute or so, and we'll put on a second coat. 2 coats down, it's looking a little better. I think I'm gonna do 1 more coat, and then we'll let her set and see how it levels out and how it looks. But so far it looks good. Okay, so here's a quick look just at how these turned out. They look really good, I think. It's a little more sparkly than I was expecting, but other than that, I think we've got good coverage, and I think they are going to look awesome. Okay, so while we're waiting for those fender flares to dry, I've got a few more parts here that need to be cleaned up a bit, and a bit of just kind of a spray bomb to clean them up. We've got the mirror bases that I want to take care of, this spare tire holder, and a little bit of work on this third tail light. So we're going to sand these down a bit, give them a quick spray, and then we'll move on to something else. Okay, so I've got everything kind of sprayed that needs to be sprayed. Everything's just drying now, kind of taking advantage of the warm weather and the sun that we've got. Got lots of exciting things coming up. Got more reassembly. Got to do the driver's door. We got to do the windshield. Got to get these fender flares installed and all these fine painted pieces. So as always, please like and subscribe. And see you next time on Analog Generation.